On the weekend, Games Workshop made a massive announcement that I think might be one of the best announcements that we have had in years. The weekend saw Articon, the biggest Middle-earth strategy battle game tournament in the world. Unsurprisingly, Games Workshop was there and they had a lot of exciting stuff to tell us. Let's break down all the cool, new and exciting things that are on the way for the Middle-earth strategy battle game. So, let's go through it in order on how they released it. The first thing up is the new Ammon Hen Terrain Kit. This one caught me by surprise. I was definitely not expecting a Lord of the Rings Terrain Kit. This one is resin, so it's going to be coming out of Forge World. Now, it looks exactly like how it did in the movies. For those of you who don't know, Ammon Hen is the cool little building that Frodo runs up in the end of the Fellowship of the Ring. It's where Aragorn faces down all those Uruk-hai. They said that it's been built with gaming in mind, so the staircase is 50 millimeters wide, exactly enough space for 2 models' bases to get up. So it's really nice to see that they put that extra little bit of care and attention into how these models will actually get used. Next up, we had a huge one. The Witch King has been announced, a brand new plastic Witch King model. This guy looks super, super cool. Big fan of the model, although it doesn't quite hit my taste. It's quite different to the old model, which was a bit more realistic. And on this one, they've went more into the fantasy aesthetic of it. No issue with that at all. Not my personal aesthetic, but it obviously just looks so good and I can't wait to see it on the table. Now, this model has some really, really nice features. Mainly, it's modular. You can build it however you want. In the game, the Witch King has a bunch of different options. You can give him the Morgul crown, you can give him a flail, you can give him the blade, but you don't always want all of those. So, with this kit, you can assemble him however you want, which is really, really nice. They even put the attention to detail into giving him a little dagger that can tuck into his belt if you want to give him that Morgul blade option that makes him just such a lethal assassin. Now, this model is not a big surprise, it coming out in plastic, especially because the Witch King on Fellbeast is a part of the starter kit. Now, you've got a foot version to go along with that starter kit. So, overall, great model. Personally, a little bit outside of my aesthetic, but it's awesome nonetheless. Now, next up, we have something that I did not see coming at all. We have the Fall of the Necromancer sourcebook. In my head, this wasn't even an idea that I had for what was going to come out next. This sourcebook is all about the White Council destroying the Necromancer and the Necromancer's rise to power as he took over Merkwood. The Necromancer is just Sauron in an incorporeal form. So he's kind of a big, strong, magical ghost. He's 250 points in games, and he is probably the most lethal caster out there, arguably the most lethal caster in the game. Now, in the movies, we did see Sauron the Necromancer and his 9 ring wraiths of Dol Guldur, just the ring wraiths in a different incarnation. They fought off the White Council. In the films, we did, of course, see Sauron the Necromancer and the 9 ring wraiths fight off the White Council. Now, unfortunately, we don't get a new Necromancer model. It's something that, if there's a Fall of the Necromancer supplement coming out, I would expect it maybe to, but in some of the promotional footage, we saw that they had a newly painted up version of the old model, so I don't think that they're going to be coming out with a new one there. Now, this Fall of the Necromancer release really shouldn't have been surprising, because a couple months ago, Games Workshop announced that they were going to be releasing a whole bunch of old kits that were coming back out again, and it's pretty much textbook perfect for exactly what you want for this supplement. Now, there was an older version of this supplement years and years ago with the older version of the game, and it focused on the elves taking back Merkwood, killing all the spiders, and then the White Council with a lot of elves coming to Dol Guldur and defeating the Necromancer. Now, we've heard so far that there are going to be 4 new Legendary Legions. For those of you who don't know, Legendary Legions are just a way to make the game more thematic. So pretty much if you take just a set number of participants from a specific scene in the movie, you'll get bonuses that reflect what happened in that scene in the movie. For example, if you take just the Fellowship of the Ring, but without Gandalf, the breaking of the Fellowship, so how they appeared at the end of the Fellowship of the Ring movie, they get a bunch of bonuses that makes them a bit better, and it rewards people for playing thematically, which I guess is kind of what Middle-earth is all about. So, we've got 4 of them. The first one is the Vanquishers of the Necromancer. I think there's no surprises on what this is. It's got to be the White Council. They're getting a bunch of beefy new rules. The White Council has always been one of those factions that's super cool, but pretty much unplayable because it's so bad. So I'm really hoping that they get a lot stronger in here. My rules predictions, they're in the movie. We just saw Galadriel, Gandalf, Radagast, Saruman, and Elrond fight the Necromancer and his 9-ring race. But I'm guessing that we're going to be getting a couple models added. We're going to be getting Celeborn, Glorfindel, Eristor. They've got to be for sure. Now, in the old sourcebook, they also said that Arwen, Thranduil, and Legolas were in the White Council, but I don't think they're going to make it in just because where they were in the movies at that stage. And Círdan will definitely be in the White Council as well. I reckon that they're going to get the Blessing of Galadriel, similar to what the Breaking of the Fellowship has, where every model gets 2 free dice to resist spells every time they cast against them, to represent the White Council, kind of like beefing up against magic to go and fight the Necromancer, the scariest magician out there. And I'm reckoning that they're going to get some kind of banner effect, although I'm kind of just spitting out some old rules that have already existed. So I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of new, really, really cool stuff to really bring the White Council's power level up. Now, the next one that they've announced is the Pits of Dol Guldur. What does that mean? Well, I've got no idea, to be honest. I just finished off painting an Azog's Legion army, and that has a lot of models that can play in the Dol Guldur army, which, it'd be awesome if I could use them in this new Legion. This army was a bunch of fun to paint. I just finished off a couple days ago. Now, if you want to buy these models, they're actually available from the Conquest Creation web store. So if you want to support the channel and see more content like this, head over there and check them out. You can either buy this army unpainted, or you can get the full army painted as a duplicate of this one. Any support helps out so much. All right, Pits of Dol Guldur. I've got no idea, but what's my prediction? I think it's going to be like a Azog's Legion themed beast army, mesh them together somehow. I kind of think it's not going to include the Necromancer and the 9-ring race. Now, that might be just ridiculously wrong. I don't think the Necromancer and the 9-ring race need a Legendary Legion because their rules are so comprehensively covered in the army rules, and it feels like it would be very redundant to have a Legion and the army rules that would do just the same thing. So Pits of Dol Guldur, no idea. What else are we going to see? We've got 2 more. Well, the next one has got to be a Dark Denizens of Merkwood army or Legendary Legion. The Dark Denizens are all these spiders and wargs and monsters that attacked Merkwood. So you got bat swarms, giant spiders, Merkwood spiders, fell wargs, regular wargs, and the Spider Queen. This army has its own army list, but it's really pretty tough to play. It's super technical. You've got really low courage. I haven't seen anyone use it to great effect yet, so I'm expecting that this Legendary Legion is going to be similar to the Sharky's Rogue Legion, where it really just kind of took the army list and boosted it up a bit more. I'm really hoping that we see a courage buff in all those cool monsters and Gribblies, because currently that's their biggest weakness. The whole army also only has 2 might points, so maybe we could see a minor spider hero, but I think that they're probably going to keep it with just the Spider Queen as the hero. That gives us 1 more Legion. What's my guess? Going out on a limb here, I don't think that this is what I would choose personally, but it could be an Elven coalition. In the old Fall of the Necromancer sourcebook, they had elves from Rivendell, Lorien, and Merkwood all come together to go and fight the Necromancer, so maybe we could see that again, and they get some kind of synergy for all working together. Not convinced on that one, but I had to come up with something, and that's all I could think of for that 4th one. Alright. That's the Fall of the Necromancer sourcebook. Of course, it's also going to have a bunch of scenarios that you can play and, build a narrative campaign through it as well. Next up, we've got a really nice piece. It's the Ruins of Dol Guldur terrain piece. This thing looks pretty big. It's going to take up decent chunks of the table. Looks like it's been really well designed for gaming. All the gaps look like they're the right size. It looks like they've really thought it through. My one criticism is that staircase you won't be able to place models on, but it's kind of an issue for all staircases, not this one in particular. It looks really, really nice. I think it's exactly how Dol Guldur is represented in the movies, and the good thing about it is that it's fully modular. So you can build it in a bunch of different ways. You can combine kits to make an even bigger one, and you'll see something nice and big. I'm expecting to see a lot of these on tables pretty soon. Personally, I think it's probably going to be a bit pricey for me, so I might leave this one behind and make my own out of foam or digitally sculpt it and print it. But I really, really like this, and I can imagine a lot of players wanting to get their hands on it. Now, next up, we've got the final thing on our list here. It's actually the next sourcebook coming out. This one is no surprise. I would have put a lot of money that this was the next one coming out. It's the Defense of the North. Now, some people don't know that while Minas Tirith in the third movie of The Lord of the Rings was under siege by the orcs, in the north, Erebor and Dale, the cities that we saw in The Hobbit, have been rebuilt by the time Lord of the Rings is happening, and they were under siege from the Easterlings. So King Dane from The Hobbit, he's an old man now, and he's fighting off the Easterlings. Recently, we saw a new King Dane model for him when he's old, as well as his son, as well as King Brand and Prince Bard. Got that? Yep. King Brand and Prince Bard. I might have got that the wrong way around. And they're Dale characters from the Lord of the Rings era. So there's no surprise that if they're releasing those models, we're going to get a supplement for them. There was also Easterling models released, as well as a couple elite Dale units. I don't think we've seen everything that's going to be in the Defense of the North yet. I'm guessing we've got quite a lot more Easterling stuff to come out. I'm expecting we're going to get a couple more characters, because at the time of the War of the Ring, Amdur, the Lord of Blades, who's currently the Easterling's kind of big hero, he was at the Pelennor Fields. I'm pretty sure. And Khamul, the other big Easterling hero, is one of the Ringwraiths, so he was also at the Pelennor Fields, meaning we've got no Easterling characters left. So, what am I expecting to see? I'm definitely expecting to see like some 75-point heroes, maybe some Dragon Knight style, but they're a bit better. And I think the big one's going to be some kind of Dragon Emperor unit, maybe even a model riding a chariot, because they're close to Khand, and he boosts all the Easterlings around him, and is just an absolute beast. We're talking 150, 160 points, and just smashes through the enemy, but really synergizes with the list and gives the Easterlings a lot more killing power, because that's what people always think that Easterlings can't do. Personally, I think they've got plenty of killing power already, but we'll see what that Dragon Emperor does. Well, I mean, I hope it exists. I might be totally wrong about that one as well. That's all of the new releases that we have in this announcement. It's pretty massive. We got 2 new books announced. We've got however many Legendary Legions are going to be in there. We've got 2 terrain pieces and a brand new plastic character model. It's pretty much Christmas, just a bit early. Thanks for watching. That's all from me. I hope that my excitement about this has helped get you a bit more excited as well. And until next time, we've got the Conquest Champions Battle Report League coming out in a couple days, and we'll catch you then.